There's a panic in news media as X is down. And so this basically means that the overwhelming majority of media personalities and political commentators are shaking, unsure of what to do. How can we possibly report the news without the opinions of strangers? Okay, in all seriousness, it's an excellent aggregator and platform for conversation. And often we find ourselves seeing news break on the platform itself. In fact, I wanted to pull up a story from Laura Loomer, where she appears to have tracked funding that Elon Musk sent to a coding nonprofit that got rerouted and sent to protesters against his own dealerships. I don't have the full details because X is down. I can't actually pull up that story, which I think it's I don't know, kind of ironic in a way that, or circuitous. I love that word, by the way. But basically, X is down. Some suspect it is a cyber attack of sorts, a DDoS. I'm not so convinced. I don't just jump to cyber attack whenever anything happens. But the fear is that as people are committing arson against Tesla dealerships, you have to imagine that it is not just the interest of random crackpots in the middle of the street to shut down Elon Musk. Tesla stock is down. People are angry and they are attacking Elon for his efforts to gut the deep state. Perhaps, my friends, this outage actually is a cyber attack. Well, at the same time, in a story I covered in the morning show, we'll get a little bit of a deep dive into, or we'll look at, we gave a deep dive. We'll look a little bit into this. Elon Musk is saying that there are powerful billionaires funding the protests against him. And at the same time, suspect who was accused of arson over Tesla, a Tesla arson, we'll call it that, released. Police chief is outraged. So let's just say there are a lot of people out to get Elon. There are a lot of people that are angry that X is providing a platform for, let's just call it free-ish speech. Because it ain't absolute free speech, but it's pretty dang good. And here's the story. Most of you probably know because you're sitting here spamming the refresh button on your X account. App won't load. Ain't nothing anybody can do about it. Cannot retrieve posts at this time. Well, so be it. Not appy. Haha. Twitter down. X users. I love how they still say Twitter. X users hit by another worldwide outage as thousands unable to access a social media app. Tech website Down Detector has been bombarded with 8,000 new reports after X faced problems today. Many of those already logged into the app and website have been presented with a message, something went wrong, try reloading. Earlier, the outage was announced. The outage site announced user reports indicate problems at X. Since 9:25 a.m. today, complaints have skyrocketed with 10,883 reports of X outages on the website. Came back briefly, disappeared briefly. Seems to be flickering in and out. Some suggest it could be a cyber attack. We have this from Cybersecurity News. They're not saying they know exactly what it is, but X experienced a global outage today, leaving many users unable to access the platform. Reports of the outage began to surface around 3:20 p.m. IST, International Standard Time, with users encountering error messages such as something went wrong. Down Detector, of course, is now at 21,000 reports and rising. The impact of the outage varies across regions. In the U.S., the majority of affected users reported issues with the app. We get it. People in India don't really care all that much. The exact cause of the outage remains unclear. However, the outage sparked concerns about the platform's reliability and security, especially given its importance in modern communication. Now, what's fascinating, my friends, is that embedded X posts and videos, all that still playing, it appears to be an issue with front end, not back end. Back end meaning like the servers and everything are still working, you can link to them, but if you try and load up the graphical user interface for the average person, you get nothing. Sebastian Berdua says, this may go down in history as the age of blissful ignorance. So many experts on Romania don't even know where my country is on the map. I can sometimes tolerate ignorance, but never subversive attacks or offensive comments. Thank God it's quick and easy to ban on X. I don't know why they posted that, but there is a tangential relation, I suppose. Despite the disruption, some users turned to humor, posting memes and jokes of the situation on other social media platforms. One user posted a photo of a cartoon man with a giant head floating amid crying people, saying, posting this on X so people know about X being down. Another user asked, at Elon, what happened to my friend? Well, my friends, Elon believes that powerful billionaires are out to get him. Fox News reports, Elon Musk is blaming nationwide protest against his electric car company Tesla on left-wing billionaire George Soros, billionaire Democratic mega donor and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, and others claiming they're bankrolling the destructive protests. The protests at dealerships and other locations have occurred even as some Tesla vehicles and charging stations have been damaged and destroyed, though it is not clear that the protests and the vandalism are linked. Musk, Tesla CEO, took to X on Sunday to say the investigation found 5 Act Blue funded groups were responsible for Tesla protests. An investigation has found 5 Act Blue funded groups responsible for Tesla's protests: Troublemakers, Disruption Project, Rise and Resist, Indivisible Project, and Democratic Socialists of America. Musk then named 5 Act Blue funders he believes are responsible for funding the protests, including Soros and Reid Hoffman, among others. My question then would be, my friends, why would they just target Tesla dealerships? I mean, you don't accomplish anything. In terms of attacking his legacy and infrastructure, shorting Tesla stock, disrupting Twitter, those are bold claims, my friends. And if you're going to claim that these big, powerful interests were not directly doing it, you need more than just guesses. What I would say is, I don't know who's involved in what, but there is good reason a lot of these powerful individuals who make money off the deep state would have obvious reasons with Doge to go after Elon Musk. The New York Post says a Colorado police chief blasted the release of a suspect on bond who allegedly threw Molotov cocktails at vehicles and spray painted Nazi cars at a Tesla dealership after yet another arson incident occurred at the same business. Just after Friday, Loveland police officers responded to an arson call at the local Tesla dealership, where they found an incendiary device between 2 cars on the property had caught fire and put several occupants inside Tesla at risk. The scene smelled strongly of gasoline, and several vehicles were damaged by what appeared to be thrown rocks, officers said. It's incredibly challenging to keep our citizens safe from copycat behavior when there are no repercussions to lawlessness, Loveland Police Chief Tim Doran said. Lucy Grace Nelson, 40, who formerly identified as Justin Thomas Nelson, was arrested last month in connection to 4 incidents of vandalism and explosive device use at the Tesla dealership. This is laughably insane that the New York Post and Fox News still do this. You're scumbags, okay? This guy firebombed or was arrested for trying to firebomb, they say, a Tesla dealership, and they're like, better respect the individual's requests for pronoun use. Justin was booked into jail with a $100,000 cash bond and released the next day, according to Chris Paget, the police department's information officer. I couldn't be more disappointed with the criminal justice system that would release an individual on a PR bond who placed incendiary devices at a Loveland business. This decision is not just troubling for our community, but reflects a broader problem faced nationwide. The latest arson incident on Friday did not immediately appear to be directly connected to Nelson's release, according to officers. Loveland's criminal investigation team is gathering evidence from the incident, along with the ATF. The Tesla dealership has been vandalized. An explosive device had been found on the scene 3 separate times. There's a funny meme where it says, "We are at the point in the Matrix where leftists are blowing up electric vehicles." Ain't that something? Where's Greta Thunberg? Greta, help! The far left, they're supporting climate change. I mean, no, they're literally supporting the climate changing. Elon, on the other hand, is trying to reduce emissions. They said the Tesla dealership had been vandalized. Explosive device had been found in the scene 3 separate times. Officers said they had caught her at the local Tesla dealer with explosive devices and vandalism materials late at night. Why are they playing this game? Listen, when we're dealing with alleged terrorists, okay, innocent until proven guilty, right? It's important that people know this is a large biological man, okay? The reason why is that if you see this person and they keep saying she and her and women are doing this, people will be looking for women. That's the problem with lies in the media. I don't care if a person wants to identify however they want. You live your life, you do your thing. But the media needs to say, this is a trans woman. That's fine. If they said, this is a trans woman who did this thing, I'd be like, okay, people need to know what they're looking for in threats. If someone says this person is suspected of terror, and then they're wanted for an arrest at some point, and they say a woman and she and her, people are going to be looking for some woman. They're going to be like 5'4" on average, 5'5", with breasts, not a 6 foot tall guy with ripped shoulders. See, this is the problem when the media does this. Information matters. Police officers said they found cans of spray paint, gasoline. We get it. Okay. Anyway, let's bring it all home, right? I don't know about these singular incidents, whatever, but there is speculation emerging on various social media that X is down because of organized cyber attacks against it. X went down and then came back and then went down and then came back. There are stories where it's like X was briefly down, but they're back. And no, now there's an update being like, actually, it's down again. People are saying this is indicative of a distributed denial of service attack, but who knows? Who knows? Glitch, maybe. Some people are saying that if it was a simple glitch, the team would have fixed it right away and the service would be back up. But the fact that it's going down and coming back up indicates there is a push and a pull going on. I don't know. But I'm going to say, if people are willing to firebomb car dealerships, maybe they'd be willing to click a button on a botnet and take down a social media platform, should they have the power to do so. But we'll see, my friends. X should be back up soon. These things never last for very long. And we'll see. Thanks for hanging out. We got more segments coming up. Stick around. Follow me on X and Instagram. X when you can. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next segment.